Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how I put together this Merry Christmas hanging ornament. Follow along. All you need is your ornaments that you're going to stick your vinyl to. And I've used three different color vinyls. I've used black, I've used red and green. You can find the design on my Cricut Design Space profile. So you cut out your vinyl as normal on your machine and you weed it out. Be careful when you're weeding because they're quite small, intricate designs. Sometimes they get unstuck, like this S has done. So, my secret to weeding properly is to use your scraper tool to actually scrape your design down flat to the backing before you transfer it over. So, once the black is weeded, I'm going to cut out the red and the green designs as well. Now, you would have noticed when I cut out the black that I used my knife tool to cut the vinyl just to the area of the text that I'm cutting out. That's just so I don't weed the whole vinyl and waste it. So I just like to make it small. So I cut just to the area of the design that I'm cutting out. And you see, I will do that for the red and the green as well. So they're all cut out. So I'm just going to weed the green. You can see I've only used a small piece of vinyl. Um, Taking the large, so I've weeded it by taking the large piece of vinyl off, and then I'll just use my weeding tool to take out the inside bit. So just be really careful doing that because it's quite delicate. Okay, so once that's done, leave it on the back end and keep it to one side. And then I'm using my knife tool to cut out the red. So I've cut it away from the rest of the vinyl, the part that have the design. So once again, this is quite a delicate job weeding this. You have to be super careful, and you can see me using my scraper tool to just stick it to the backing to make sure it doesn't come off with the rest of the wastage vinyl. Okay, so it's quite delicate. Take your time, use your scraper tool to stick it down if you need to, and then weed the remaining inside of the design so that you can have a nice Merry Christmas. The snowflakes are quite tiny, but they were surprisingly easy to weed. So I just have to make sure they didn't come off with the scrap vinyl, but they seemed to stick all right, and the stars did fine too. So once that was all weeded, um, I just put it all to one side. So I kind of cut each element to be separate from the other so that when I transfer it, it will be easy to do. So I've got my Mary, my Christmas, and my holly. And I got this wooden hanging decoration. It's kind of a bit like a country chic type ornament, and you can get it, I'm sure, any hardware store, Christmas decoration store. And now I'm using my transfer tape, which can also be got at any craft store. I cut my transfer tape to the size of my biggest design, stick it onto the design, and once again, I use my scraping tool to make sure it adheres really well to the transfer tape. And then I place it onto my design. I decided to place the Christmas first because it's the widest text. So I wanted to ensure the placement was all right. You can see the S was coming off, so I had to stick it on properly. I did the same for the Mary, used my scraping tool again, and then placed it where I wanted it to go on the Christmas. I had a bit of spare vinyl there that I had to weed out, so I did that. Put it on the Christmas to make sure it's overlapping a bit. Obviously, depending on what you're using, what blank you're using, will decide how you place your text. But I kind of like how this looked with the overlapping design. It just makes it look really special. So, Merry Christmas is done. Now I just need to place my holly on top, which is quite easy to do. And then the holly obviously comes with the red berries. So I had to put that. So I put that next. I cut the transfer tape to make it a bit smaller just so we can make the placement easier. Um, and the other thing that I found was the snowflakes were already coming apart. So I was able to use my fingers to just stick it into place without using the transfer tape. So that's absolutely fine as well. You just make sure you use your scraping tool to just stick it down properly. Yeah, and then I just picked up my stars, put it where they're meant to go, um, which is quite easy to do. And there you have it, your Merry Christmas hanging decoration.